billion in stock value. Analyst calls for loot box self-regulation. Electronic Arts stock is down 8.5% to date, shedding $3.1 billion in value, in the wake of the Star Wars, Battlefront II microtransaction shakeup, CNBC reports. And at least one analyst is adding his voice to the call for industry self-regulation surrounding the issue. Big game publishers now rely heavily on a stream of tiny purchases. Here's a guide to the terminology and controversial practices. CNBC notes that this slide in value started shortly after EA released its December quarter sales on October 31st, when the company said its sales might be lower than suspects. Some believe that was due to Battlefront II. Shares for EA fell 4% the following day. Star Wars, Battlefront II hit stores on November 17 as a full-priced retail game. It was originally set to have a microtransaction system that asked players to invest extra time or money to unlock major playable heroes. The outcry, which resulted in the most downvoted comment, by EA, in the history of Reddit, led the company to temporarily pull the microtransaction system on the eve of the game and oppose its launch. It remains unclear what form those transactions will take when they return to the game. It also led to comments from both Lucasfilm and Disney, seemingly condemning EA's approach to microtransactions in the game. The use of microtransactions also drew the attention of US and European lawmakers. The key question was whether the game's use of loot boxes should be considered gambling. A history of loot boxes and their impact on video games. Belgium and oppose gambling authorities say it is gambling. U.K. and oppose gambling authorities say it is and oppose T gambling. China and Japan already regulate loot boxes as a form of gambling and Australia considers them gambling. The United States still has and oppose T really decided either way, though that could change soon. Last week, Hawaiian state officials raised concerns about loot boxes in Battlefront 2 and passed the game and its practices on to the state attorney general for an official, legal opinion. The Entertainment Software Association has said they and oppose T view it as gambling. While Electronic Arts has and oppose T replied to numerous inquiries for comment, the company and oppose chief financial said earlier this week that the company decided to include microtransactions involving characters, rather than simply cosmetic items, because it wanted to stay true to canon and Star Wars realism for the game.